mess. All right, I'm here. A little bit later, sorry. Went and had dinner with my parents. Stayed there longer than I should. I was trying to help them with their apps. So that took a little while. But I'm here now. And my neighbors are all outside because from the house next door to the end of the block, they don't have any power. Luckily, I have power. Hey, Jeff's here. My parents are doing good today. My mom made a nice dinner. Had some ribs and a little piece of steak. It was pretty good. I'm here. There's April. Say hi, April. What's with your eye? Let me see. Here. Yeah, she houses. Hey, Kevin, how you doing? Marcus, schools of big fish heading in. I don't know about schools of big fish, but I think with the 2 more hurricanes are coming up, there'll be a lot more fish moving in. I don't know if the water's going to get too warm for the bluefin. Maybe Jeff can answer that from Colorado tonight. Are you in between flights, Jeff? Is that why you're in Colorado? You heading back home? You must be at the Denver airport. Hope you're at the VIP lounge in the Denver airport. Oh, you are at the airport. I just saw your other text, your other message. So you must be at the Denver airport if you're on your way to Colorado. If you're on your way back to Illinois from LA. Yes. That's a big airport. I've been in that airport many times. Big airport. I used to fly into there and drive to Nebraska for my meetings with Cabela's because there's no airport there where Cabela's was headquartered. So we'd have to drive in. Hello, Alan. So I want to tell you guys real. Oh, there's Robert. All right. Robert, are you going on the Triton trip? I won't be in the office on Thursday. We're filming on the Triton. Henry. So Henry was on the Balboa Pier with his girlfriend and they caught mackerel. That's cool. Okay. All right, Robert. So if you're going to drop off the rods at the you can drop them off the office. Monica will be there on Thursday. I won't be there. Mean Bird. No, you're not a mirage. Hello, how are you? Jonathan, opinions about Shimano Speedmaster? Don't know anything about them. Never used one. Hey Al, how you doing? So Thursday, I have a trip on the Triton. If any of you are interested in going, we still have a few spots left over. How many spots do we have left? Oh, we only have 3 spots left. Filling up fast. So it's probably going to sell out before the trip then. So we have 3 spots left for the Triton trip. So if any of you are interested in going, here is a link to that. And I have a private charter for Saturday, but I'm going back to Catalina. I don't have a private charter for Sunday or Monday. So if any of you are interested in doing a private charter for the holiday weekend, because it's going to be so hot. It's supposed to be like record heat day on Sunday. Here's a link to my trips I offer and the rates. James, for what trip? I guess I was talking about Thursday's trip on the Triton. We're going to Catalina. They started catching some yellowtail at Catalina. They're not catching tons of yellowtail, but they're starting to find the more catchable ones, the smaller ones. So that sounds good. So Jeff, when you went offshore today, you went and caught some mackerel first? I guess that would be great for the Dorado, has some mackerel. I wish the Bay Receivers had anchovies. It would help us a lot with the charters. We could chum anchovies. Let's see. Lake Elsinore. Hello, John. So Jeff was telling me earlier in the day that he went offshore today on his boat. It didn't sound like he went that far offshore. And he got, they saw Dorado and they hooked a bunch of yellowtail. I don't know if they caught any Dorado. I forgot. I have to check his email. Let's see what the boats caught today. Let's see what they caught. So Fisherman's Landing, they're still catching a lot of bluefin. So they must be going to Cortez and Tanner. They had over 100 bluefin, 75 Dorado, 16 yellowtail. Point Loma had 112 Dorado, 86 bluefin, and 22 yellowtail. And H&M had almost 300 Dorado, almost 300 yellowfin tuna, and 100 yellowtail. Only 1 bluefin. Seaforth, 178 Dorado, 62 yellowtail, 20 bluefin, 3 yellowfin. Newport, 27 bluefin and 5 yellowfin. That's good. Well, that's for 2 boats. Still not bad. Pure Point, 30 bluefin, 115 bonita, only 4 yellowtail. And LA waterfront, Bruce's boat, because Bruce's boat, the Sport King's the only one that posts a fish report out of that landing, LA waterfront. I don't know why the Trident Gale Force don't, but they should because they catch lots of fish. But they had 70 bonita, 50 calicos, and 4 yellowtail. And 22nd Street had 169 bonita, 111 yellowtail, 27 barracuda, 13 bluefin, 1 sand bass. So that sounds good. So the Patriot, what did they do today? Bonita, some bass, 3 yellowtail. And the yellowtail are getting smaller. They're getting landable. And the bonita are getting bigger, which is good. Good combination to have. That's good. And so a lot of the landings all have boats running out for tuna, which is great to see. So who is my favorite Dodger of all time? That's a hard one. I think I like Lasorda more than the players. It was always fun to watch Lasorda at the press conferences, and when he would get pissed off and start screaming and cussing at everybody. And I got to meet him a few times, and I actually fished with him twice on my youth foundation events. He didn't really like the ocean that well. He didn't handle it too well, but he was a good sport. He was there. Hello, Brian from Oregon. Daniel Sanchez wants to catch some dorado. You should go to San Diego. Get on a boat and head south because they're right there in front of Ensenada. Sounds like they're moving up a little bit, and they might be up here. More of them might be up here soon with these hurricanes that are pushing through. So we'll see. Jeff saw some today, and he was out of Dana Point. So I don't know if he went farther south, like to the 43, or if he was headed straight out towards San Clemente. So I'm not sure where he went, but he saw dorado and yellowtail and landed yellowtail. Zapato wants to know what's the ideal setup for fly lining for yellowtail. You know, it depends what you're comfortable with. If you can throw a bait caster reel or a conventional reel, that's what I would suggest. Something that had 50-pound spectra on the bottom, 25-pound mono on top, like 50 yards of it to 75 yards of it, and then a piece of fluorocarbon. But, you know, if you're not comfortable throwing a low-profile reel like Alexa or Komodo, then use a spinning reel. I mean, that's what you're comfortable with. And, you know, they catch tuna now at 200 pounds and bigger with spinning reels, so you could find something. There's a little creeper in the back there looking for her food. There's Terry. Terry signed up to go with us Thursday. So she's going to try to catch a yellowtail at Catalina. Yeah, you know what? Now that I think about it, it probably is Fernando. I've met Fernando many, many times. He was always at the golf course in Montebello. And when I go there for events that I help put on and stuff, I see him a lot. He's always real friendly and talkative. And yeah, I've seen him quite a few times. Nice guy. Doesn't fish, but he's a nice guy. Hey, Bo. Jeff says there are two basic bluefin areas: Cortez, smaller fish, and then between them, Tanner, and then Desperation is the jumbo fish, 100, 300-pound fish. So all those big fish, Jeff, are they all kite fish? Kite and balloon fish? Are you guys having to use flying fish, or are you able to catch them on mackerel? Derek, how many hours does a 3/4 day get to fish if they run to Catalina? It takes those boats, depending where they're going, 2 to 3 hours to get to the island. If they're fishing the middle and front of the island, 2 hours. If they're fishing in the back, could take them 3 hours. So I would say it takes them a good 2 to 3 hours to get there. I had a trip Sunday. We went to Catalina, and it was funny because I leave an hour after all the sport boats, and I got there before them. And I was texting the guys on the Enterprise and one of my friends on the Sport King as we passed them and went by them. And it's kind of funny because we were doing 18 knots and they're doing like 8 or 9 knots. So Bo's heading out on the Top Gun 80 for a 2.5 day trip on Friday. On a trip that long, you might be able to do both. You might be able to do the Dorado and Yellowtail down south, and then go out to Cortez and Tanner for a day of fishing the big, well, not the big, but fish the bluefin. I don't think they'll fish Desperation on a trip like that just because, I mean, maybe if they want to get one big fish, but normally they want to get more fish so everybody gets to pull on fish. It's kind of boring to sit on a boat and watch one guy try to land a 300-pounder. So Jeff says they fished the inner banks to the east end of Catalina. So you ended up around the 277 and started inside of that, I guess. That's still a long ways from Dana Point, but not as far as you normally travel. Yeah, Derek, I saw that report. The freelance hit a patty and they got Dorados and Yellowtail. Was that yesterday or today? I don't remember. Mark, what's my favorite fish to eat? Well, if I'm cooking it, if I'm not cooking it, it's bluefin, sashimi. I like yellowtail sashimi too. If I'm cooking it, it's going to be white sea bass, halibut, and calico bass, probably. I really like calico bass. Yeah, we spot the Alexa 400 would be real good reel. Just if you plan to fish for the bigger yellowtail, the small tuna, don't go straight spectra to fluorocarbon because you're going to pop your fluorocarbon. I do it all the time. That's why I quit doing that this year and went to using a monoliter on top of my spectra. And I dropped down from, I used to use 65-pound spectra and then just a top shot. And because of all the pop-offs and line breaking, I've switched to 50-pound spectra and then still put like 75 yards of mono on top of it. And then on top of the mono, I can put a small piece of fluorocarbon. So it worked out good. Tyler. Was that my recipe, the ginger one that you saw? My cookbook? That's cool. Hmm. What are the top 3 braided line makers? There's a bunch of people that make braided liner Spectra. Izers is inexpensive, works well. Uh, there's lots of companies that make them. Okay, so Jeff's using flying fish to catch his fish. Bo, you're going at a good time. When those hurricanes are just coming through, you're going to see a lot of yellowtail, a lot of dorado, and I'm pretty sure you're going to see tuna too. If not yellowfin, I'm sure they're going to run at least one day to go fish the bluefin. That's cool, Terry. You took care of Sandy Koufax. Not many people can say that. All right, so you guys give me the game score for the Dodgers. Thank you, Vincent. The score is 1-1 right now. I don't even know who they're playing today. I haven't checked the TV. I was slammed at the office all day and then ran over to my parents' house. So that's Scott Blaze won, caught his first yellowtail. Congratulations. I wish I could remember back when I caught my first yellowtail. And I was in my 20s. I don't think I caught a yellowtail in the teens. Caught lots of bonita and bass, but I didn't catch any yellowtail. Okay, Dodgers are playing Arizona. Thank you, Kevin. Tyler, do I recommend using braid for pier jetty fishing? I don't think you really need it for pier fishing. The one thing nice about using braid Spectra is that you don't have to change it a lot. So if you have a reel that you can put 200 yards of 50-pound Spectra on it, then on top of that, if you need 20-pound or 25-pound monofilament, then you could fill the rest of it with that, and that should work out fine. But I fished on piers for many, many years. We just fished straight mono, so and you're not going to be cutting kelp or anything like that on a pier, so you could put sprayed Vector on it. That way you don't have to change so much monofilament every time you change it, but you could do that. So who else is here? So Franco caught a 300-pound tuna a day ago. That's cool. $277 to the 14. Yeah. Were most of the Dorado and Yellowtail closer to 277 or closer to the 14? $54 knots. Oh my gosh. I couldn't imagine going 54 knots. You must have made it back in an hour. What's for dinner? I already had dinner. I was at my parents' house and my mom made ribs, some corn, sweet corn. It was really good. Some coleslaw. It was good. Am I selling any of my custom rods? I haven't decided yet. I was looking at them the other day. I do have a bunch of older reels I wouldn't mind selling, but I don't know where. I guess I could add them to my website. You know, some of you guys suggested names like had a page of my website called like Dan's Garage or something, or Dan's Yard Sale, and put some of that stuff there. The problem with the rods is just shipping. It's so expensive to ship rods now. Most of my rods are 8 feet, 7.5 feet. My Lloyd is watching a rod building show on Facebook. That's good. You'll learn more stuff there. All right, Tyler, good. Tyler's using one of my cookbooks. I have some cookbooks back here on the wall there. Some of my old cookbooks. So Alex, what's he say? I'm going to Catalina tomorrow, and do you know some really good spots? Oh, you're going on your own boat? I really don't know what spots they're catching the fish on. I would say from looking at the pictures I saw, they're fishing the front side of the island, and they're fishing anywhere from the middle up to the west. But I'm sure the Newport boats are fishing the east end, so we'll see. I'll be out there on Thursday on the Triton, so I'll have a better idea of what's biting at the island. I have a private charter on Saturday, going to Catalina. So if anyone's interested in booking me for Sunday or Monday, we have those dates available. I haven't seen April in a while. April. She comes running. She hears her name. Here she comes. Okay, I just got an update. The Dodgers are up 2-1. Kristen, normally when I catch thresher sharks, I see them first. I see them either come around my boat, or I see them see their tails on the surface splashing. The one thing I don't like about trolling for threshers is 90% of the time you hook them in the tail when they slap the lure with their tail. You bring them in backwards. And if you're going to release them, you're going to kill them that way. So I like to use bait, so at least they get a better chance of eating them, of them eating the bait, and that way you get them, makes it easier. Andreas, what gear for Punta Colonet this time of year? Colonet right now, I would think would be loaded with yellowtail, and there's probably dorado down there too. I would think you'd take the same gear you would take out of San Diego. Okay. This is Surf FTW. What do you recommend for offshore fishing right now in San Diego? They've been catching limits of dorado and some bluefin. Yeah, Jeff mentioned that those fish are in totally different areas. So the bluefin, the school-sized bluefin, are going to be out of Cortez and Tanner. That's going to be like a day and a half trip minimum. The one-day trips, the overnight trips, you can fish the dorado and the yellowtail because they're just heading south into Mexico. They're not going that far south. They're fishing above Ensenada. So you could do that. But if you really want a shot at bluefin, you need to go probably on a 2-day trip or a day and a half trip, I would think. But the one-day trips, you should catch dorado and yellowtail. The counts look really good on what they're catching. Yeah, Christian, I don't even think you need a whole bonita because for those smaller threshers, that's kind of big. You could slow troll mackerel, and you probably have a good shot at catching threshers and makos that way. But you could slab out a bonita if you see a thresher on the surface. The shark will eat it. That's not a problem. So question here, what's the average size of bonita, Catalina? They changed. They were all pretty small until the last day or two, and then they got a lot bigger. Okay, Jess, so you sound wants to see your fish at the 14. Maybe I'll just take my boat out Sunday for fun and go to 14. I wouldn't mind catching some yellowtail and dorado. That might be fun. If I don't get a charter, maybe I'll do that. Jason, do you have any open party trips coming up? I don't have anything planned right now, but if nobody books Sunday, then maybe Monday for the holiday, I'll do an open party trip for Monday. But I don't know if you guys want to go Catalina, if you want to go local, we could do that. So Terry's going to wear an icy dead fish shirt on the Triton trip. That sounds good. Yeah, I would agree with you guys that the bonita were smaller for the last couple weeks, but the bonita that they got today, I saw pictures of. They're much bigger fish, but I mean they're not 15-pound fish or anything, but they are bigger fish than the little 3-4 pounders they were getting earlier. Jeff, you were only out for 3 hours because your boat goes 50 knots. You went 50 knots. You're able to go from Dana Point past the 14, from the 14 up to the 277 and back. My boat, which travels pretty fast, could not do that in 3 hours, I don't think. But that's good. Yeah, maybe I'll try that this weekend. Well, those reels will work fine for the Dorado and Yellowtail. I don't know the Speedmaster 16 of the Telica, so I don't know if Jeff can help you if those are good tuna reels. Mean Bird's getting hungry, he says. James, hey Dan, I'm going out on my first all-day boat this Sunday. Congratulations. We usually only hit shore fishing. So the trip that you're going on Sunday, is it a tuna trip or is it a local trip? Because there really isn't one combo that you can use for offshore tuna, yellowtail dorado. I mean, you can get by with Alexa or Komodo 400 if the fish are smaller, like 30 pounds and down. But if you get into the 60, 80, 100-pound tuna, you're going to need something bigger. So Cam says he's building a jig stick soon. Do you like the Cowstar 90J or the Seeker? I fished the Cowstars a lot. When I was younger and we used to throw the big jigs, surface jigs, we used the 540s. But the 90J is good for the smaller jigs, like a Magic Metal Light, MM5, a Taddy AA, an A1, something like that, smaller one would be good. Robertson here, he's a rod maker too. Maybe he can give you an answer on that too. Do you think a 300 size bait caster can handle yellowtail? It's pushing it. I mean, if you get a 15-pound yellowtail, yeah, that'd be fine. You really want to have like a 400 size reel that we can carry more line on there. And, put the 50-pound Spectra on there and then 25-pound on top of it. But yeah, I've caught yellowtail on a 300, but you'd be better off if you had something bigger. Hey Jeff, do you think kite fishing would work on a pier? Like Tyler and those guys that go on the pier all the time to go fishing. Do you think if you use a kite with a dead sardine or a dead mackerel, that would work for the bonita yellowtail? I'm starting to wonder if something I should try. Go out to the end of the pier and fly a kite. It'd probably work for the sharks, the threshers and stuff, I would think. I don't know. I never thought about kite fishing from a pier. Sounds like a video. So one of the guys is asking here where he was catching bonita on Saturday. Do I think he should go back to the same spot and catch if they still be around? It could be. The fish are only there because the bait's there. So if the bait's still there, you could still get them. See, Jeff got 14-pound bonita, so that's big size bonita. Okay, let me get it to the newer questions. I'm too far behind. 9-foot Cowstar. Yeah, I like the Cowstar. The 90J. It's a nice rod. Cam, so he cut his first yellowtail at Catalina. I don't know if I caught my first yellowtail in San Diego or if I caught it on a 3/4 day trip out of here in Southern California. Any good Southern California lakes for bass? I'm sure they all have bass, Castaic, Casitas, all the San Diego lakes. I just don't. You probably find out more about that on the Facebook pages. So Jeff says use a drone. Yeah, I guess that would work. Use a drone and drop it out. When I was down in the East Cape, beginning of last month, there was people on the beach by one of the lighthouses. Not Sosafutas, but the lighthouse down past Punta Colorado, and they had one of their kids would take a kayak out, and he'd take 2 or 3 lines with them and drop them in different positions, and then they were catching big amberjack doing that. Monster, his dock is on F dock. Is it in Belmont Shore? I mean, Shoreline Marina, or what marina do you have your boat in? Yeah, Herbie, I used to ride my bike as a kid in the 80s. No, God, it was in the 70s. I would ride my bike to Lake Lake. Even a couple of times I walked there, but I lived in Montebello, so I would ride my bike from Montebello to Lake Lake and go fish there all day. Richard, I don't know anything about the oil rigs. I haven't been fishing in any of the oil rigs. I mean, there might have dorado around them after these hurricanes pop through, but I don't know. Ever catch surf perch from up here? I have caught them in Sonata and caught them at Belmont here. But there was a trip, Kevin, that me and Larry did. I think we filmed it too, out of Ensenada. I'm sorry, out of Rosarito, and we were catching so many barred surf perch off the beach that we went up to the pier to see if we catch them off the pier, and we caught them same rig, Carolina rig, and we were catching them. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't see this done anymore, but I used to when I was in the 80s, I guess it was. Yeah, first started on TV. Even before that, um, I would go on charters with friends where you weren't allowed to use any live bait. We would have live bait on the boat, but the live bait was just a chum to get the fish up on the surface. And then for the barracuda and yellowtail and everything, we just used metal jigs. And then if we went bass fishing, we used bucktails, and we used the jigs too. But we would use bucktails a lot for the bass and the white sea bass. But um, you know, back then it was common to go on a trip where nobody was going to fish with live bait. I don't see that happen anymore. I mean, I never hear my friends talk about they're going to go on a charter and nobody's allowed to use live bait. It says he just ordered a trip on the Triton. Let me see. The last order, Oz, I saw that just came in is for Matthew. So if your name is Matthew, I just got that order a few minutes ago. Let me see who else signed up. Oh, Robert signed up too. I know Robert though. He fishes with us a lot. All right, so Oz, if your name is Matthew, I got your order. And the boat's leaving at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. See what other messages are here. John wants to know what's a good beach for surf fishing. I haven't surf fished at all this summer, so I don't really know. But I'm sure Tyler can help you out with that. Tyler, surf fishing down, pure fishing out of Rosarito. I don't know if they let you do that anymore. They closed a lot of the pier down. I think it was starting to fall down a little bit. So I don't know how much of the pier is open anymore. Last time I was there, which was last year, they were starting to close down parts of it. But the surf fishing down there is really good. All right, Jeff, see ya. Have a safe flight. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, the yellowtail are always around, guys. It's just a matter of when they're hungry and when they move into the area. There's a thing called home guard yellowtail, like a Catalina, San Clemente, even along the coast. And those are yellowtail that live there every day. So, and it's frustrating when a guy had a trip Sunday at Catalina and fish finder was loaded with fish. I mean, loaded with fish. And because we didn't have current, it was just hard to get bit. And then the day before, I had a private charter, and we didn't catch that many bass because in 4 days, the water temperature had dropped. The water temperature had dropped over 10 degrees. It went from 72 to 61 in like 3-4 days. So that kind of puts the fish in shock. So it's hard to get them to bite. So that Cam Barton, it says use small irons on the boats will hook. Yeah, if you're using a jig, do not put a live bait on it. If you're using an iron jig, do not put a live bait on it. I agree the Excalibur is a great boat. I like fishing on that boat. Good night, Manuel. Yeah, so one of you guys is talking about hooking a fish west end of Catalina and got spooled in 30 seconds. It's probably a big yellowtail. I mean, there's like 40-pound yellowtail there, 30-40-pound yellowtail, and it's nothing for a fish that size to spool a little reel. Hey guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. We're at like 100 people here today. I only have 50 likes, so maybe more of you could like it. Yeah, the Dorado bite is on fire right now, and it's going to get better. It's going to get better. I think this month, September, is going to be an awesome, awesome month for Dorado and more yellowtail. Just those hurricanes are pushing up the water, and as that pushes up the water, you're going to see more and more Dorado and stuff coming up. Daniel Sanchez, where do you recommend a good tackle shop? There's a lot of great independent tackle shops. What city are you in? Johnny's in Pasadena is good. The Longfin in Orange is good. Baja Tackle in Lomita. Island Tackle. I mean, there are lots of great. Bob Sands in the Valley. Lots of great tackle stores. Top 3 lures for surf fishing. I would say use the camo worm, the gulp worm. Is probably I've got more surf perch on that. Any stick bait for halibut will work. Something like this, but without the big bill. Just a thin profile bait. I know everybody used Lucky Crafts, but we caught lots of fish before there was ever Mr. Lucky Craft. So a stick bait would work, and even a little crocodile works out good too. The little perch will eat the small crocodiles, and the halibut will eat the crocodiles too. Yeah, Performance Tackle is a good store. So what's this? Asaf Khan. If I am a kind of a rookie and I'm looking to do my first full day offshore island trip, what if you're a total rookie? Um, You might want to go, like, if you're going to go on a San Diego tuna trip, you might want to go to on one of my trips that I do for the TV show. Um, and I have one on the Legend in September. So you could go on that trip with us so we could guide you and help you and, help you get the right stuff together and all that. So that would work out good. So let me give you a link to where you can see all my fishing trips. So here's a link where you can see all the TV filming trips. There aren't that many left for the year, but here's a link. And if you're brand new to fishing and you want to try going on an overnight trip or even a local trip, I would really recommend you come on one of these trips because I'll be on the boat and I can talk to the crew for you and we can make sure that you're set up and that you have help catching fish. So we can help you with that. April. Yeah, the Triton trip is for television. We'll be filming it for television. So you can join us on that trip if you guys want. I think there's only like 3 spots left, so the trip is definitely going to sell out. So if you guys want to join us, there's 3 spots left, and come join us. Jeff, I thought you were on your plane already. I'm glad you liked the video. So yeah, I did that little video with Luke at Angler's Choice. So I'm just trying to promote independent tackle stores, trying to get you guys to stop going to Amazon and big websites. You guys need to support the local independent stores, or we're not going to have any independent stores around. I mean, they already posted here that one of the stores in the valley already closed down. Yeah, if you guys are new to fishing, I really recommend you come. If you want to go on a big boat, come on one of the TV trips, and we can hold your hand and help you get through it, help you pick baits, and explain all that. But if you want a more hands-on thing, you could do a private charter with me, and get 3 of your friends together. We do a private charter for 4 people, and just a half-day trip would be good. And then you can learn some basic stuff. We could go over knots. We could go over casting or whatever you want to go over, and we could do it. Yeah, Bob Sands is a great tackle store. Yeah, there's a lot of great tackle stores. The problem is you guys got to support them. I mean, I know a lot of you go into the stores and you touch the reels and you figure out what you want, and then you go online and buy it. And, you're really hurting the store when you do that. You really need to spend some money at the store and help these guys out. So we have stores around. Yeah, on my TV trips, like Jeff says, I have like a bunch of regulars, and so they can help you. The crew's really good. The crews are always nicer with the TV camera there. The food's always better. The boat's always cleaner. Everything's always more polite with the TV camera on the boat. So I would recommend that. What are we fishing for on the Triton, Jeff? We were fishing for yellowtail, calico bass, bonita. If we get lucky and get a white sea bass, that would be great. But I know the skipper's going to be looking for yellowtail. What's your go-to yellowtail bait lure? The go-to baits are going to be either live mackerel or live sardines, and then lures. It depends. If we're yo-yo fishing, I catch them on magic metal jigs, and I've caught them on butt-tails. So, and I've caught them on magic metal lights, surface jig. So all that stuff works out good. And you can see all that stuff on my website. And I'll put a link there for you. There's that. Yeah, if you guys want to make more tackle stores go out of business, keep buying everything online. I mean, you're going to see it with every other business. The malls are going to disappear because everybody's shopping online. Look at all the chains that have already closed down since COVID, and more of them are going to close down. I think it's just going to be Amazon, which is sad because you're going to need advice. You're going to need a place you can walk in and ask, where can I go fish down the beach, or what's a local lake, or what are the fish biting on? And the guys in the stores know because all their regular customers come in and out every day. A lot of their employees fish a lot. So they're on the boats and they're at the lakes. So they can tell you. And, Mr. Amazon, when you're going to make your order, isn't going to be able to tell you how to tie a connection knot, isn't going to tell you what size hook you need. And those stores are going to be gone. So if you guys want to support the stores, you need to spend some money in them. Yeah, I support Turner's. I mean, I think Turner's is basically an independent store. They have a bunch of stores, but their California rods that they have are Phoenix blanks. They're custom wrapped for them. Beautiful rods. They work good. You can't buy those rods at any other store but Turner's. So if you want a Phoenix blank and you don't want to pay $300 for it, you can go to Turner's and get that rod, the California rod, pay $120 or something, and get a good quality rod that you can use. So, yeah, I just don't like the online stuff. I really don't like it when I see people go to stores, spend a half hour with a sales guy, going through the different reels and all that, and then say, okay, I'll come back later. And then I see that guy in the store, the next week with that reel in his hand, asking him to put line on the reel. It's really not fair to the stores. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, Jeff, I'm sure you're going to see a lot more malls close. I mean, there was one mall, I think it was in San Bernardino or Riverside. The Nordstroms pulled out, so there goes their big anchor store. So a lot of other stores are going to go out. And right now they can only have 25% of normal people in them. So Chris, you're going to be going on an overnight trip on the Old Glory in 2 weeks. I would wait until a few days before. Call the landing, or you can check with us then, and we can give you a better picture of what's going on. But I would think you're going to be fishing yellowfin, yellowtail, skipjack, and dorado. I think in the next 2 weeks, with all the hurricane water pushing up, you're going to see more and more um, yellowtail and dorado coming up. So I don't know, but I mean, we'll know more as we get closer. April, April. Give her her last little meal for the day. Okay, guys, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. And so, question here is, what do you think the cause of the tackle shortage is? It's easy. It's the virus. Factories in China were closed for months. Some of them are gearing up now. And even once they get all their back orders and stuff done, get them on the ships, it still takes a month, 3 weeks to a month for the ship to go from China over here. And once it gets to California, it's got to go across the country too, to the distribution points. So, that's it. I mean, none of the stores, none of the manufacturers saw the onslaught of more people going fishing during the pandemic, and there was no product in the pipeline. There's just nothing was being made. When things got shut down in China for months and everywhere else, I mean, everything just got shut down. So, yeah, you're going to see a lot of tackle stores with some empty shelves and empty pegs just because they couldn't get products in. So that's probably what's going on. Yeah, there's very few American made. I don't. Accurate makes their reels here. I'm pretty sure Avid still makes their reels here, but Penn, Shimano, Daiwa, I don't know, whoever else, they're all made overseas. Yep. All right, guys, it's been over an hour. I got to go take care of April some more. So I will be on the Triton on Thursday. So Thursday night, I'll try to give you guys a good report. If you're looking for any of our jigs and stuff, you can go to my website. We have our bucktails, our magic middle lights, our B52 bucktails, and our regular magic metal jigs are all available there on the website. Our mystery tackle bags are available there too, so you guys can get that. And if any of you are interested in a private charter for Sunday, here's a link to that. Maybe Monday I'll do an open party trip. Let's see what happens here. We can fill up Sunday or not. So that's about it. All right, thanks guys. Take care. Be safe. Talk to you all later. Jeff, are you on the plane yet? Do you have Wi-Fi on the plane? I thought you'd be on the air by now. All right, have a safe trip home. Talk to you guys later. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. Oh, one thing I wanted to share with you really quick before I go. I got the nicest letter from one of the guys that's in here. I'm not sure if he's in here right now. And it was, I need to ask him if I can say his name. But it was the sweetest letter talking about how when COVID first hit, he was so devastated and upset with everything going on, pressures at work, no fishing, everything going on. And he said that one of the things that helped keep him sane was this stuff. When I was doing it 3 days a week, those first couple of months, he said it made a big difference in his life, and it really helped keep his head straight and helped him through some dark times. So I didn't know that these little talks did that for you guys, but I was really moved by his letter. For someone to take the time to write me a letter and mail it to the office and explain that to me and to say that to me was really touching. So if I get permission to say his name, I will. But thank you very much for that letter. Thank you very much, all of you guys, for your support. Please subscribe to me here on YouTube, on Instagram. I'm TV Dan. I think I'm TV Fishing on Twitter. So, thank you guys for all your support. We could use support with the Youth Foundation, all the products we sell on the website, the private charters, all that. So if you guys could support me, I greatly appreciate it. And I'm glad that I'm touching some of you guys and helping you get through this virus time. So it's been good for me too. It's helped me get through this. So I really, really appreciate it all. All right, guys. So Jeff is still sitting in the airport. I thought he would be already on the plane. That's cool. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. I'm glad you guys all enjoy this. Take care. Talk to you later. See you on Thursday. Bye, everybody. Go Dodgers.